Good morning, children. In this video, we are going to learn Once Upon a Time, a poem. It is in the third unit. The third unit is dealing with human relations. So, as a part of this unit, the reading C is Once Upon a Time. Sorry, reading B is Once Upon a Time. Before we are going to enter into the poem, so we will know about Okara, Gabriel Okara. So he is a Nigerian poet. So he talks about the changes because of the modernization, how the attitude and the human relations in the society have changed a lot. He wrote this poem addressing to his son. So he belongs to one generation, his son belongs to another generation. The difference between the generations is clearly depicted in this poem. So what kind of people and what kind of attitude, how they behavior in the older days, that means the father's generation. Because of the modernization, the cultural change in the society, especially the culture belongs to Nigerian, Igbo culture, has completely damaged by the Britishers, the colonization, because of the colonization. So that was depicted in this poem by the writer, the poet, Gabriel Okara. He is a Nigerian poet. So, just we will know about Gabriel Okara first. So, about the author. Gabriel Okara is an African poet. He was born in 1921 in Nigeria. He was educated at Government College, Umuahia. His parents were not rich. He worked as a bookbinder and later as an information officer at Enugu. He also wrote plays and features for broadcasting and became a poet of outstanding ability. So, he was born in 1921. Initially, he was not a writer. He has studied in a government college, Umuahia. His parents they are not rich people, so that's why he worked in a bookstore, bookbinder, and later as an information officer at Enugu. He also wrote plays and features for broadcasting and became a poet of outstanding ability. So later he wrote poems, and he wrote from some plays. His poems appear regularly in black coffins. He has also written a novel called Voice. So that is about this writer Gabriel Okara. He belongs to Nigerian poet. He was born in 1921. His family is not rich. First he worked in a book publishing house. Later he became a writer and he wrote some plays and some poems, especially related to regarding to black people and their culture. So the present poem, Once Upon a Time. So you should remember that it is about two generations. One belongs to father, the other one belongs to son. So the cultural differences, because of the colonization, because of the industrialization, the local culture, the native culture has completely changed by the English culture. So that hurt him a lot. He could not adjust, he could not digest with the modernization. So he expressed his feelings in the form of poem. So that's why he is addressing to his son how he feels, what he feels about the culture. Once how it is used to be, now how it is. The cultural changes, the modernization. So everything was depicted in this poem. First, let me read once. Once upon a time, son, they used to love with their hearts and love with their eyes. But now they only love with their teeth, while their eyes lack cold eyes sit behind a shadow. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hand sits my empty pockets. Feel at home. Come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home once, twice, there will be no thrice. Further I find doors shut on me, so I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses, home face, office face, street face, post face, cocktail face, while all the conforming smiles, like a fixed portrait smile. And I have learned to love with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it has been nice talking to you after being bored. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these mutilating things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to love for my laugh in the mirror. Shows only my teeth like a snake's bare fangs. So, show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. This is the poem. Just now we will start. I'll explain you first stanza. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts. So he's addressing to his son, the poet. So who is the speaker? The speaker in this poem, the poet. Who is the poet? Is Okara. He is talking to whom he is addressing? To his son. Once upon a time, son, Okara, they used to love with their hearts. కొన్ని రోజు ఉండేది ఒకప్పుడు మనుషులు పూర్తిగా మనస్ఫూర్తిగా నవ్వేవాళ్ళు, హోల్ హార్టెడ్గా నవ్వేవాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళ మనస్సులో కానీ ఎటువంటి కల్మషం లేకుండా ఉండేది. సో అదే చెప్పినట్టు వన్స్ అపాన్ ఎ టైమ్ సన్ దే యూజ్డ్ టు లవ్ విత్ దేర్ హార్ట్స్. మనస్ఫూర్తిగా మాట్లాడేవాళ్ళు, మనస్ఫూర్తిగా నవ్వేవాళ్ళు, అందులో ఎలాంటి కల్మషం ఉండేది కాదు. అండ్ లవ్ విత్ దేర్ ఐస్, ఆ నవ్వు అనేటువంటిది వాళ్ళ కళ్ళల్లో, ఆ ఆనందం అనేటువంటిది మనస్సుకు స్వార్థన కలిగినప్పుడు కళ్ళలోంచి ఆనందం అనేటువంటిది కనిపించేది. సో దట్స్ వై హి ఈస్ సేయింగ్ దట్. అండ్ లవ్ విత్ దేర్ ఐస్, వాళ్ళ కళ్ళతో నవ్వేవాళ్ళు అంటే ఇట్ మీన్స్ టు సే దట్ హోల్ హార్టెడ్లీ, that expresses through their eyes. Their happiness can be expressed through their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth. But now what they are doing? They are laughing with their teeth. That shows outward appearance, not inwards. They are not feeling happy in their heart, in their inner side. They are just showing that outer. They are showing their teeth that they are happy, that they are being happy. We can see everywhere. So if you go for a shopping mall or somewhere, There you can see many sales girls. They're just looking at us and they smile. Is the smile is really comes from their heart? No, it is a part of their job. It is part of their job. So they just show their teeth. So this is a best example to say that not wholeheartedly. They are just laughing to welcome us. It is a part of their job, their duty. So that's what the poet is saying, that now they only laugh with their teeth. So now ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కేవలం పళ్ళతో నవ్వుతున్నారు. సో ఎవరైనా నవ్వితే పళ్ళతోనే కదా నవ్వేది. బట్ ఇక్కడ పళ్ళతో నవ్వుతున్నారు అంటే జస్ట్ వాళ్ళ పళ్ళు బయటికి కనిపించేలా పెట్టి నవ్వుతున్నారు తప్ప మనస్ఫూర్తిగా నిజంగా ఆనందంతోనో సంతోషంతోనో నవ్వటం లేదు. అంటే ఏంటి? వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? సో ఇట్స్ ఎ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కన్నింగ్. మనసులో కల్మషం ఉంది. సో బయటికి నవ్వేది వేరు, వాళ్ళ మనసులో ఉండేది వేరు. While their eyes, black cold eyes, search behind my shadow. వాళ్ళ చూపులు, సో వాళ్ళు చూసే చూపులు, దే ఆర్ సెర్చింగ్ మై షాడో. సో నా వెనుక అంటే నా గురించి నేనేంటి అనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని, సో ఇస్ దేర్ ఎనీథింగ్ బ్యాడ్ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ అని చెప్పేసి నా వెనుక వాళ్ళు నా గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఉన్నారు. సో the happiness or the love, their kind of love, they're laughing, the smile they give us, so it is comes from the teeth, not from the heart. So they are not laughing wholeheartedly, they are not smiling wholeheartedly. Their happiness seen on their teeth, not from the inner. So that's what the poet wants to say. This is an example that how, because of the modernization, people started earning money, they lost their relationship. In order to earn money, they leave all their cultural activities and everything they left, and they focus on the earning money. So that's what hurt the poet. He wants to express through his lines of poem. Once upon a time, how people used to be, now they have changed. The change you want to show us. In order to show the change, because of the modernization and industrialization, he used a word that is addressing to his son. His son belongs to this modern culture. He belongs to the old culture. So how they have changed? All the changes have occurred because of this modernization and industrialization and colonialism. So he expressed through this poem. Thank you.